going on with these people that are involved in these controversial criminal cases? As an attorney, we'll talk about the law, we'll talk about what's going on in a courtroom, but I always believe that the psychological, the mentality of the humans involved in these cases will show us more. Your insight into that is going to really open up and connect everything. And that's something that I'm really looking forward to. So tell me, therapist, what case is the case that you want to embark on? What case are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about Sarah Boone.
Uh,
This case, it's sad. It's fascinating in the part that it would give us a lot to take out, a lot to talk and explain, because every part of it, the psychological part, it's impressive what we can gather from here, what we can learn, what we can talk, but also your part, because wait until we talk a little bit about the case. But guess what? That case is going to be pro se. So also it's going to be a challenge for the court. It's going to be a challenge for that aspect. So I think
the pro se element in that case is something almost unheard of, and we're going to get into that. But I got to say this: that case is here out of the state of Florida, and as you know, the great Charlemagne from the Breakfast Club says on the radio, the craziest people come from the Bronx and from the state of Florida. So I'm not surprised that the Sarah Boone case is out of Florida, because when I first, and I know we're going to get into the videos, but I got to tell you, therapist, I think I'm going to need some therapy after this, because the video, the footage of her boyfriend in the suitcase, which we're going to get into now, has haunted my dreams. It's been coming into my dreams. And it's one of the most, I've seen a lot of bad stuff in my practice, and I look forward to these episodes to talk about the cases I've done in my experience in that courtroom as a trial attorney. But that video, I'm going to need a consultation from you. I'm going to need some therapy from you to get over that. So, let's get into it. Let's see what they got. Let's see what we're looking at. Let's give the people what they want to hear.
Yes, let's do that. Let's advise that it's, like you said, it's a very traumatic video. So we say that viewer discretion with the video. It's very hard to see. So if anyone feels uncomfortable, it's time to do the stop and then, continue later. But don't leave us, because we have good things to say about this. So let's put in the video. And like I said, and as you said, it's really, it's deep and traumatic. So let's see what happened there.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it up.
Sarah. I can't fucking breathe, babe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
Sarah. 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 Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
Sarah, I can't breathe.
It's on you.
Sarah.
Real or ransom. Might want to get video for it extra. Because I got this.
Sarah.
Real or ransom.
Sarah. Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
Oh. That's what I feel like when you ching on me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Fucking breathe, Sarah.
Yeah. You should probably shut the fuck up.
Sarah.
Shh.
And that's what we have for that video. You see, to me, I was really in shock when I saw her taunting him, and you don't even hear at least a sense of concern, or it was unreal. When I saw that, it was something unreal.
What is happening there? Do you believe that Sarah Boone but thought that he's gonna get out of there, like it's gonna be fine? Do you see that as she is actually trying to kill him just by listening to what she's saying and during that clip? What is your take on that mentality?
Just seeing that video, I didn't thought that he was going to die, like he put him there to die. I think that in a sadistic way was more to let him suffer. I can see also with other things about her, not just this video, but other things about her, that she would act more immature, very adolescent style, very those type of behaviors. So at the beginning, I thought, like, you know what, she could have like some traits of histrionic personality, but her sadistic way in this video, and sense of narcissism, like I can control everything. I have him paying for what he did to me, because she mentioned something about saying you did to me. So I also read that they would have some domestic violence going on in their relationship. So that's kind of that's how I see. Just going by this video, I could see
Yeah.
some sadistic, the way she's stunting him. But I do think that from the beginning was not a plan, let me kill him. It was more like, let him suffer.
Okay, and for the people to know, according to the information filed by the state of Florida versus Sarah Boone, she has been charged with a second-degree murder. I'm reading the information, and the information being the document that the
Mhm.
prosecutors file in the case, which
Mhm.
brings forward the charges. For a criminal defense attorney like myself, we look at the information filing to know what is the exact charges. And here I'm reading it, and she's been charged with second-degree murder. And specifically, they say Sarah Boone, on or about the 23rd day of February 2020,
Mhm.
in said county, that being Orange County, Florida, did in violation of Florida statute, criminal statute 782.042, by an act of imminently dangerous to another and evidencing a deprived mind, regardless of human life, did kill Jorge Torres. And you
Let
see
me-
how the elements, go ahead.
I want to ask you, what is a second-degree murder?
Yes. So a second-degree murder
Mhm.
comes about when it wasn't that they're saying the person had a predisposed plan or plotted to take on this murder, but a second-degree murder opens up the categories like here where they describe that because she did an imminently dangerous act, because she had a deprived mind, she didn't care about the consequences, she did kill Jorge Torres. So it's kind of the difference of saying, he plotted that, he had a plan, he premeditated it, and that's a first degree murder in different categories. And then the second degree murder is, doing some acts that then lead to somebody dying. That's the best way to describe that, which is why they use the words, she imminently dangerous by an act of imminently dangerous to another, which was, let's say, putting him in that suitcase or tying him up, right? Like in a deprived mind. That's
Okay.
what you see, right? In that video, it's a deprived mind. She's just letting that happen.
So it would be nothing that it was premeditated. Is that what I'm
Yes.
understanding?
That's
Okay.
exactly what it is. It's not.
It-
It's not. So
Fit. Yeah. Get it. So in that case, that you were kind of like explaining what they have to, that means that they have to prove that like you said, it was an act to put in danger other person, resulted in death, and they have to prove, which this video, I would say,
And it's with a deprived mind, right? So it's not saying that we're gonna prove that Sarah Boone was planning to kill this person. We're gonna prove that her deprived mind didn't have any regard to human life. Those actions she took, she had no regard for human life, and it ends up killing Jorge Torres. And I got to tell you, the video again, I'm going to call you tonight in the middle of the night when I can't sleep again, because I've seen a lot of bad things. Okay, I've seen a lot of bad things, but I just think about the man in the suitcase. And first, I have so many questions, because I will assume that he got in the suitcase somewhat voluntarily. Is that what you've taken from this case so far? Have you heard that?
Well, I have heard that that's a possibility. However, of course, she was the only one there with him. She said he went there voluntarily. So we have to go by what she says. I know that he was struggling with alcoholism. So I could see, and during the interview also, she has said they were drinking wine. So I would say, like, maybe he got there voluntarily, but under the influence of the alcohol. He was a skinny guy. He also was a skinny guy. I don't know how tall he was. So I don't know if she would, have the strength to put him there. But I do know, based on the reading, that she was able to take it out of the suitcase. And if she mentioned something that she took him out and then kind of extend him or something. So that gave me something of saying, hey, so probably she was strong enough, not maybe to carry him, but to put him there. So I don't know what you could see, that when she's taunting him and he's asking for help and saying, hey, I cannot breathe. I don't know if his voice is because he doesn't have enough air, or you could tell that he's intoxicated. So
yes. And I have here, I'm gonna read some parts of the arrest affidavit. We have the benefit of having the arrest affidavit that was filed with the court. This arrest affidavit was filed with the court on February 26, 2020. Okay. And I want to read some parts on that. But before I do that, and the mentality of this, right? Because this is, as an attorney, if I'm thinking about creating a defense, right? If I was an attorney trying to defend her, the mentality, the intent plays a big deal in the way we approach this case. Now, if in fact, Jorge Torres, rest in peace, the deceased, Mr. Torres, he voluntarily, let's say they have this little drunk game going on, and he voluntarily, okay, cool, I'll go in the briefcase, and he puts himself in there, because I can't see how she could just force him when it's so small and he has to pack himself in. But I'm creating this scenario, and he says, okay, I'll go in there, Sarah, you want to punish me or whatever, oh, this is funny joke. And then she's like, okay, well, I'm going to zipper it up. And he's like, okay, fine, zipper it up, because let's say he could have not allowed for it to zipper. I'm just creating this scenario because I'm trying to piece it together as a defense attorney. So now she zippers him up, and Sarah, let me out, this, that. Can somebody with her type of depraved mind to human life because we're not saying she's a regular mentality person, can it be that, look, he put himself in there voluntarily, like I didn't push him and force him in there, so he's in there voluntarily. The last thing I could think of is that he's gonna die, or even if he hurt himself in there, how can I be responsible? Like, he just put himself in there. There's something around that part of him, that thing happening. And if he does put himself in there voluntarily, what do you say about her then just going with the flow? And then, yes, she was mocking him, but that's part of their nasty relationship. When we go into the courtroom, a lot of things that I say to the jury is, you're not here to give a verdict based on morals or morality. See, we have certain morals, and we may say, oh, that's not a good joke, or who the hell jokes that way? But that's not what the criminal statute is.
Mhm, mhm,
So you got to take away, like, you got to kind of accept that, look, these people do weird stuff.
mhm,
So let's say this is the weird stuff that they do.
mhm.
What do you say about her mentality in terms of, okay, he's in there, he's fine, he put himself in there, and
Yes, Derek. You see, you're the lawyer. You're almost convinced me, but I have to say, I have information that you don't have. And is that this is not the first time she's done that, putting someone in the suitcase. One time, DCF was called Department of Family.
Department of Children and Families here in Florida. I understand,
Yeah.
The different states have different acronyms, but here is DCF, the Department of Children and Families.
Perfect. So they were called before because she did that to the child. She has a 10-year-old child and she put him in a suitcase. So she was aware about the dangers of having someone in a suitcase, which it tells me, there is more than me thinking that she would have something about histrionic personality. I would say more she's going into the sadistic trait personality and some narcissism. All right. So with what you say, I would take that out, because also, even if he put himself there, he didn't die at that moment, or at least we don't know when he died. But what we know is that she left him in the suitcase and she found him the next day. So she was aware that he couldn't go out of the suitcase. And that's how, I don't know what you're gonna do. What will you do? If you would have a defendant like that has committed something in that relation. Keep in mind again that sadistic personality and narcissistic personality are people very convincing. So even when he got in that suitcase, I could even see her giving him alcohol. So let me go back to thinking that this was something that she did it like premeditated. I know she's been accused of something different, but I could see her very well as someone that have a sadistic personality or narcissistic personality going into that and saying, let me have him drink because she knows him. He's going to drink. He's going to become very intoxicated. And I'm going to get him to go into the suitcase. These people are very convincing. They see you as a prey. Does that make sense? Like,
yes.
They watch you, they learn, and they know how to manipulate things. So I could see very well how she was able to manage to, got him convinced to put in the suitcase. Because something that I would also want to add, Derek, is that she said that they were playing hide and seek. So when you mentioned something about, this is a dirty game that we have, you got me there. It was hard for me to understand how is that two adults is going to engage in some hide and seek game. In my mind, I was like, these people are two adults. What are you going to tell me that you're doing some, 10, 9, 7-year-old game? But then I realized that, hey, keep in mind that she could very well be, like I said, narcissistic, sadistic. Here's my prey. And especially when she has all this, how do you say, like grudge? Like when someone do something to you and you keep that anger.
Oh, like animosity, or she wants to get back at him.
Exactly. What do you think?
Now,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to read some parts of the arrest affidavit, but I got to tell you, I'm interested in getting more from you, and maybe at a future episode. When you tell me that she has done this before, that there's a DCF investigation that showed that she did this to a child, I would like to get to perspective from you on what kind of profile, right? So I know I've dealt with criminals that are into, beating children. Let's say an example, just off the top of my head, that this is what they're into. And then there's a profile on these type of people. Yeah, people. Where does the person that puts people in a suitcase? What profile is that? I've never, there's something about that putting people in a suitcase, right? That for her
Mhm.
was something to do. This is bizarre. It's first time I hear that. The DCF records for the children,
Mhm.
you know, it's an alarming situation because should she had, I'm wondering, and should she have been criminally prosecuted already for this? But you know, I think that would be probably for a different episode if we get to that information. Now, here I want to read to you what a part of the arrest affidavit. Now,
Sure.
the arrest affidavit is a narrative that's written by a police officer, and in this case, we have officer's name was Chelsea Connolly, and
Mhm.
she wrote this arrest affidavit, and it begins by saying that on February 24th, 2020, deputies responded to the address in Winter Park, Florida,
Mhm.
referencing to a female reporting that her boyfriend, Jorge Torres, was deceased.
Mhm.
The caller later identified as Sarah Boone, and
Mhm.
her date of birth is October 10th, 1977,
Mhm.
right? So you can play into her age and what she's been through, right?
Mhm.
She reported playing a game of hide and seek.
Mhm.
Sarah and Jorge jokingly thought it would be funny if Jorge got in the suitcase located in the living room. Sarah zipped Jorge in the suitcase. Sarah mentioned that she and Jorge had been consuming alcohol during the night, and she went upstairs and passed out in her bed. She later woke up to her cell phone ringing multiple times around 1100 hours. She went downstairs and did not see Jorge anywhere in the apartment. She then realized that he was possibly still inside the suitcase. Sarah unzipped the suitcase and found Jorge unresponsive and not breathing.
Mhm.
Shortly after the 911 call, deputies arrived on the scene, and the fire department confirmed that Jorge was in fact deceased. The decedent, Jorge Torres, was found lying near the front door of the residence, near a blue suitcase. A
Mhm.
small laceration
Mhm.
was evident on the decedent's lip, some
Mhm.
cut, and what appeared to be some bruising around his eye. And I'll leave it and I'll cut off there just to give you what the background, just how it all even got to the police.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm at a loss for words, right? So you know, the way we
I
assess
guess.
these cases, and you know, one of the first things we look at is this arrest affidavit, and there's a lot more in the arrest affidavit, but you know, this is basically what the police. This is going to be the police's position. If the
Yep.
police testify, this is what this is going to sound like in terms of the narrative. So Sarah Boone.
You know what? You helped me out to get to share now the video when the police, what you did, it was perfect to introduce the video when the police came. So we're going to
Yes.
see today that video. I'm going to be stopping it too, because I have some things to comment. And please, you know, you stop it too when there's something that you would like to comment as well. Because
Absolutely.
you're going to see her and her personality there. Again, you're going to see how she reacts. I want you to look at how she controls the situation again. So let's go into that now. And with that introduction of knowing the case and what they observed, where did they gather that from, you're going to see from this video. When police was called and she was interviewed for the first time. So I'm going to be playing the video. I'm going to skip some part because it's long and I want
Yes.
the viewers and ourselves to just see the most important part. So I'm skipping this part because this is when the first police arrived. Already they have firefighters.
He was last seen last night, so.
You could get all your guys out of there.
Was that?
You could get every.
You see, when he also said he was last seen last night. Okay.
Yes.
Wrapping up getting info. You got a clipboard on to tell your name and stuff.
Oh yes, thank you. you call it? What time did you call it?
I got a time for it.
Hello there. You live here?
Yes.
Okay, I'll talk to you. We gotta get some information
I
from the
know.
fire
That's
department.
my, the property manager. I don't know if I should go tell him really quick or
We'll
just so he
take
knows
care
what's
of
going
that.
on.
Where is he at?
He's walked that way.
Oh, don't worry about that. We'll take care of that for you, okay?
I had a cigarette lit.
I'll get it for you, okay? Wait 1 second, okay?
I really need something to drink.
Okay,
I got my Dr. Pepper on the counter.
okay, we'll take care of you. Give me 1 second.
I want to stop it there a little bit. I know I started too fast to putting that pause, but I want you to look about something. She started by saying, "Hey, I need something to drink. I left something there." So she wants to capture the attention. She wants to control everything. She wants to distract her. So keep in mind again, she's going to put all her effort to assess the person that's investigating her. Let me see who is this person. Let me distract her. Let me take control of her thoughts. And this is something that people learn to do. And when they grow up, keep in mind that in life, you have like a box of defensive mechanism. And that's one of the defensive mechanism. Let me scan my environment and let me take control of it. Okay, so that you can see how it's starting from get-go. She's starting to do that. No crying, no emotions, because I bet that in her head, she needs to prove that, this was something, I'm not crying because I was not expecting for this to happen. And, all his fault. What's coming next, I think for her, it's like it was his fault. So you see what I'm trying to say, but I wanted to pause it so you could see how she would start.
Now, do you believe that a normal person not using those defense mechanisms and already, the way I hear it from you is already scheming.
Mhm.
If a regular person, do you say that person would have been crying, would have been distraught, would have been, oh my God, what happened?
Yes,
That's the difference?
that is the difference. A
Okay.
person,
Yep, I agree.
they're gonna have all the emotions, all popped out.
Because at the end of the day, it was her boyfriend.
It was even if it's somebody that you don't even know, you're gonna be in shock. It's an emotional shock. You will have that empathy for a life, and your emotions is gonna be all brought up. It's something again. What happened here? So yes, a normal person or regular person, I should say, will be by this time crying and probably not saying much, but in the fact of waiting. I'm gonna share what I know. Ask me. What I can tell you what I saw.
Let me see. I like what you're telling me. It makes me look at her different now. Let me see.
It's Herman too.
I got a black
Put the time that you called it. You got the time you called it? Okay, perfect. You can't go back inside. What's going on? Who is he to you? Boyfriend?
Yes, for like 3.5 years.
What happened?
He and we drank last night. We had a.
Can you pass this to the around to the FD guys? Stop. They need to sign that for sure.
They're with me, so they're not.
Oh, they're not leaving?
I
Okay.
think I'll walk around.
No. Each of them has to. So this might be a real scene. So each of them has to put their name in.
Normally, I just put.
Sorry, I paused it again. But let me ask you a quick question. So I see that she was going to start asking question, right? Or saying her story, but then the officer kind of went away. Is that something that it's good, or because I feel like it would give her time to think?
Look,
With normal.
I would say it's normal because dealing with police officers and all the commotion going on, officers are very into securing or controlling what's going on the outside before they can really focus on what they're doing specifically. So I can see how she kind of started asking her question and she started going the other way because they really got to make sure everything is not influencing or even doing anything so that when they do start to interview her, a defense attorney like me doesn't come in and try to pick it apart. So I can see that happening. Now, look,
Okay.
with all respect to the police
Mhm.
and, my personal friends, NYPD, Miami-Dade police officers,
Mhm.
unfortunately, what happens is defense lawyers come in and they want to use that as like, oh, that's just sloppy police work.
Got it.
But let's see.
Okay. And last question about that. Will be better for her to have maybe a partner going there that like there would divide, right? Like one partner, the police would be dealing with that commotion with firefighters, and then the other one would be interviewing.
Absolutely. Like the one could be the detective. She's probably a detective, but there's a person is the assigned person to deal with the suspect, while all the other officers are controlling the surroundings or anything else going on, collecting evidence at the same time. So that's what I see.
Thank you.
With everybody.
Yeah, you calling what's working?
What's going on?
And first, are you
I just got here, so fill me in.
No problem. Like,
Yeah, I'm
he and
just
I
sorry.
were putting a puzzle together. We've been doing some artwork
right there
together.
on your phone?
You are putting a puzzle together?
Yes, we have a puzzle that we started in there.
Okay.
We've been doing art, trying to take the stuff off the wall to make new art put up there, like having a good time with one another. But we're drinking. We had a bottle of wine last night.
Okay.
So then it's like, we decided to play hide and seek, right?
Okay.
So he gets in the suitcase, okay?
Who is this guy?
That's my ex-husband, my former husband.
How did he live here with you guys?
No, I called him over here.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
So then he came over here.
Here, let's talk in private, okay?
I called you guys. I tried
322
giving him
Bravo,
CPR. The problem is I fell asleep. I fell asleep
When did you do CPR?
this morning when I found it.
Before you called?
Yes.
It's 1 o'clock right now.
I tried. I was awake, but I actually got out of the bed at like 12:30ish, whatever. So I came downstairs
322 Bravo.
and I was like, oh, he's in the suitcase still. And that's when I found him and I took him out. I tried doing CPR and then I called him and then I called you guys.
Did he get here before the fire department got here?
Who?
Your husband or your
Yes.
ex-husband?
Yes.
Okay. Where does he live at?
Right down the street.
Okay. So you were playing and
Derek, I also want you to see like the theatrical way she's saying, and at the same time she's looking the police officer, because again she's assessing, is this person is believing me, if what I'm saying it's sounding truthful, if she's getting it, how she's reacting. Even when she shows emotions, she went back to put the eyes set there, let me scan it. So
I gotta say, in a criminal defense perspective, the fact that she called her husband or her former husband first, you heard the police officer confirm that. Also, you called him before you called the police or the firefighters. That is already a major red flag. And to me, it automatically implicates him in the crime, because now the police have to get into, wait a second, what did you guys do? Well, what happened before that we actually got here? So it's already starting horrendous. And I see what you're saying.
It's bad. Okay.
who ripped him up in?
I did, but then I fell asleep.
Okay. You're okay. I wasn't here. I'm just trying to figure out what
I
happened.
fell asleep, so I don't know if he suffocated or like had an aneurysm or a heart attack or
What
what.
kind of medical conditions does he have?
None that I know of.
Nothing that you know of.
She's setting it again. She's controlling. What about heart condition? It seems like she had time to prepare a little bit before answering questions. You were gonna say.
No, I agree with you. I'm a loss for words. I keep watching because what you're saying, I think about it, and if the prosecutors are presenting this, it does come off as if she already thought about this conversation, because it's so random to just talk about you. But so far the police officer is doing great, because you heard her say, what medical conditions? Oh, I don't know of any. So, you're kind of just making that up now, aren't you?
And I
Okay.
think that when she also said something about, oh, it's okay, calm down, like she's very empathetic with her. It's okay, calm down. That's helpful because that gives her the time to say more and to dig herself into, that would be more like the lawyer perspective, but dig more into the guiltiness of the issue.
None that I
take
know
any
of.
medicine
No,
last night?
no.
No medicine.
All we had was a bottle of wine. Literally, just a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Doing puzzle artwork. Then we decided to play hide and seek. That's all that happened.
Okay.
So I don't know if he had a heart attack or what in there. Like, I don't know what happened.
So how long were you doing CPR on him prior to you calling 911? You tried that all morning?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I called him while I was
What
doing
time
CPR.
did you start? Probably, give me a rough ballpark. Here, let me fill this deputy in, okay?
Please, may I have my Dr. Pepper? I am so cotton mouth right now.
What she did again? Please, ma'am, can I have the Dr. Pepper? Again, I want you to
You know what? I gotta drink a little water too because this is too much.
It is.
You know,
It is.
and you know what?
Mhm.
We'll remember this. So when we get into in a later episode, we're gonna get into
Mhm.
the concept of her being pro se. I just want to throw this comment out there.
Yes.
I can see
Mhm.
watching this video and looking at my client and telling her, "You're dead meat already," and then we're gonna get into why she ends up not having attorneys, right? Because I'll talk to you guys later about telling
Mhm.
clients what they don't want to hear and the
Mhm.
experiences that come with that. But I
Mhm.
gotta say this right away to the people.
Mhm.
So far, 5 minutes, 6 minutes into the body cam, and she's dead meat.
So what is it? Call your lawyer.
She should. Hey, listen. Hey, I don't know. I'm going to keep my language PG-13, but she should have just shut up.
Sip it. Yep. Mhm. Mhm.
Anyways, but this is where we get into
Mhm.
what you're able to tell us, because
Mhm.
why doesn't a person shut up? Because they have all the things that you're saying, all those messed up things. That's
Mhm.
why she just can't shut up. She can't even help herself.
She can even help yourself. And like you said, I think that it's also a good time to everybody that has like a different perspective of what they're saying or what I'm saying, something that they can share, to put it in the comments, and we can see those comment answer in the other video, and probably they see something that we're not saying. I want to see those team lawyers saying something, and I want to see those team therapists adding their insight about this. So let's see how Sarah Boone do.
I look forward to that, and I want to tell the people that,
Mhm.
then we'll pick 2 or 3 of them to address on video, and we'll write comments back. But like the therapist said, that is definitely something to look forward to hear from you guys. And don't be shy. If you want to tell me Morales, the lawyer, what are you talking about? Or the therapist, go take some classes. Don't be shy. Talk to us. We embrace it, and we want to engage with you.
Agree. Bring it on.
Ma'am, and you can't talk to him until we get done with this, okay?
Just don't leave, okay, Brian?
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, I'm
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm getting Lucas.
I know.
Do me a favor. Stand over there by that car. Give me 1 second. Just give us a second, okay? We gotta...
Somebody else on that call break and
It's on the counter.
I can't move anything from out of the house.
Firstly, like, I'm
Here, I want you to sit down because I don't want you passing out. This is probably a lot for you to deal
I
with,
need
right? Sit.
Ma'am, water. Just water.
I can get you some water, okay? Just, I want you not on your feet because I don't want you passing out on me.
I need water.
Okay, I'll get some for you.
222 Charlie, but you on it.
Her egocentric, right? It's all about me. I need water. Look how I am.
Hey, how are you? Okay, so you don't live here in this house?
No. I live down in Lake Renata Cove down
Lake
there.
Renata Cove, okay.
Yeah.
So kind of tell me how you came here today, or...
Well, I've been calling.
Come down here, we gotta talk.
I've been calling since.
You've been calling your ex-wife or current wife?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Ex-wife. We've been divorced about a year and a half. About 11:30 is when I started calling to find out, because this is
supposed to be her day.
Give
So,
me
for her child.
1764, please.
Okay.
She's generally not very good about always doing it. She tends to drink.
They called back and said
She
she
has
was
a bit of
still
a
there,
problem
or she came back.
So I was calling to find out if she was going to be getting him or not today.
From school.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I started calling like 11:30, called every half hour or so, and then
She was back inside the lobby.
finally got a hold of her
I'll go
at
back.
12:49, which is when she told me what was going on and if I'd come over here. So I came over.
She called at 12:45.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 12:49.
12:49.
Got over here, told her she needed to call 911, get somebody over here, and then basically she said she needed to go outside, have a drink and a cigarette. I walked back out the house because I didn't really want to
Who
be
called?
there.
Did you call or did she call?
Well, I called. She called me back when I was on my way to make sure I was coming over. But I called her
Give me 1
initially.
second, okay?
But I called her
Do
initially.
you have water in your car by any chance?
I don't think so.
Nothing? Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay, so she called, you get over here.
Well, I called her first.
Okay.
Trying to find out if she's going to be at Lucas. That's when she told me everything was going on. I got my stuff together, put the puppy up in his crate. When I was starting to drive over here is when she called me to make sure I was coming, and then I got over here right after
Did you
that.
go inside and see, and then?
I walked inside the front. I didn't see the little front tile area.
Come on, step this way.
I saw legs. I just didn't really want to be in there around it, so I told her.
Well, just for the sake of the crime scene, I want to know if I were to find your footprint, it would be because you went this far into the house. So did you actually make entry past the threshold?
I don't think I ever made it to the carpet. I think it was just in that. I've been over here before.
Right. Yeah.
But no, I don't think I stepped past that tile area.
Okay. So
I don't think I touched doorknob. I don't think I touched anything in the kitchen. I don't know if that really matters.
Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much the gist of what you have. Well, sit tight for us. We're going to make a few phone calls, and then we'll go from there. Do you know if he has any medical issues or?
I don't.
Okay, but you've met him before?
I've met him before, yes. Okay. Yes, they've got a whole fun history.
Oh, really?
Oh, you guys have called over here quite a few times.
For the two of them?
Yeah, he's been arrested, like, I think 5 times against her, so.
Really? Okay, I'm not familiar with, I haven't been.
He has been in prison like 5 times together.
What kind of history? What kind of history did he say they have? Did you hear that?
He said something about he didn't mention domestic violence, but he says something that, you know, like their relationship and all that been in.
I gotta tell you, if there's one person that knows how crazy she really is her ex-husband.
I agree.
And you know, let's see. Does he spill the beans?
Let's see if he spills the bean, but I guess that he's starting because he was
He was
the one like saying, well, they have like this, you should look into this.
He's starting to.
Been here personally. So they have
he's currently on parole because of it, so.
Because of domestic violence with her?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, from last time he got, whatever it's called, retrial something or other. He had to go to a domestic violence class. I know he was doing it at a parole officer, stuff like that. But I mean, like, every time she'd have him arrested, the next day she was trying to get him bailed out of jail. So I don't know what it is.
Oh, she's getting water from the tap. Probably gonna pass out on us. Okay, well, listen, please do me a tight.
Oh, no.
I'll make a few phone
not a problem.
calls.
I mean,
where's your kid need to be picked up?
Lakeline Elementary.
How soon though?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
I normally leave the house.
Let me try and get this going for you because I know you need that.
Something that I was hoping that it would happen is that he would be able, you know, like I said, I'm no lawyer, I'm no police, I don't know, I'm not judging her by any means, the police officer, but something that I was like wanted to see more is what he was going to say. I think that he was ready to say more, but Sarah came in again and she was like, I need water, because she knows her ex-boyfriend, it's going to say things that it's not going to be on her favor. So she was interrupting, twice. I don't know if you noticed it. Like she cut it, cut it to get the water that she was asking. But
that's why she was saying, "Do you have water in the car?" Now I get why that happened. So
Exactly.
Sarah is interrupting because she knows, and that's her ex-husband, right? That's what I hear. Her
yes,
ex-husband.
Mhm.
And again, Sarah knows that if anybody knows how crazy she is, it's her ex-husband.
Exactly.
And I'll go one step further. The dad is not going to want to have the child associated with a criminal of this stature.
Mhm.
So when parents are separated, divorced, they're doing time sharing. My law firm does family law cases, and the parents look for reasons to, and this is, I can see that this is already him showing that, yeah, I've been saying she has problems. You don't think that he's addressed this issue of like, hey, you're with this boyfriend, you got domestic violence problems all the time. I'm sure they've had their own altercations about this. So now the mentality, she knows this, and now, like you said, she's like, oh my God, like, is he gonna spill the beans, like we're saying?
Martinez. I'll go ahead and start making the calls. Ma'am, could you go ahead and give me his last name? Torres. Spell it for me. Torres. And his first name? George. Jorge. 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 His birth date?
2/13/78.
And this is the boyfriend?
Yes.
How long?
3.5 years.
Living together that whole time?
Yes.
Okay. And your last name?
Boone.
Spell it.
Boone.
First name?
Sarah. Sarah.
Birth date?
10/10/77.
So you've had a second to kind of collect yourself. Tell it to me again. You guys were playing last night, drinking a bottle of wine,
Putting puzzles together, doing
doing
artwork.
puzzles, artwork.
I had a bottle of wine and then decided to play hide and seek. So he gets,
What time was that? Do you remember?
I mean, I know that I was in bed probably by like what, 12:30?
Okay.
Well, I went upstairs at least, and I fell asleep,
Okay.
forgetting that he was
So
in
you
the
guys
suitcase.
were playing the hide and go
Yes.
seek. And at some point you put him in the suitcase?
No, he got in the suitcase. So he thought it would be funny to be put in the suitcase. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to joke with you and I'll zip you up and make him, squirm a little bit, whatever it is. But then I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Where was the suitcase?
Right where
got
it
in
is.
it. Right down there?
Yes.
You zipped him in there?
Yes.
Thought he would be funny, a little
It
joke.
was. We both were laughing about it.
Okay.
And then I fell asleep.
Where did you fall asleep at?
Upstairs.
In your bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me say something. Okay, you may have to cut this. So
Okay, cut.
Okay, so yeah, this will be probably a cut, so I could come in the right way. Okay, so pause the video for a second, because when I'm hearing her say, when I heard her say, I fell asleep. So I wanted you to pause the video there, because it's an insight when people, and this is from my lawyer experience and dealing with clients that put themselves in this predicament, because she doesn't realize, she can never imagine that those videos that the police got were going to come out, because she says to the police, oh yeah, we were joking about it. He was joking too. He was
laughing.
She slipped up because she doesn't have a video of them laughing or joking about it. So, right there, she's already, this is, to me, defense attorney to client 101. This is probably one of the first graves you just dig for yourself when you say, you should have just not said that. You should have just, because she wants to convince her, and this is, you're talking to me, she's trying to convince the officer that it was a joke, but this is going to be held against her at such a high magnitude when these videos come out.
I agree.
That he was in the suitcase still.
Okay. And then You came back downstairs
This morning or this afternoon, yes, when I got
ballpark,
up.
what time?
12:30-ish. I was awake, but I totally forgot that he was in the suitcase. He can tell you there's a lot of things that we have been going through. Jobs,
Yeah, he did tell me. Some
life,
domestic
all that
stuff.
good stuff. So I just totally
So you
forgot.
began to do CPR on him?
Yes. Yes.
About
And he
what time
gurgled,
this morning
like he
did you
gurgled.
start doing that CPR?
No, it was the afternoon. It was afternoon
The
because
afternoon?
I was awake, but then I finally.
Let me
started
calm
coming
down there.
upstairs.
So what is your take? What do you say about, like, I found it interesting how she said, she pointed to her ex-husband and said, oh, he can tell you stuff. And I felt like she was trying to divert attention off of her. Like, what was she doing there? Why you know, like, that's interesting.
Yes.
What's your take?
I say that when people do that, again, put your mind, taking in my box of defensive mechanism, I say, I want to know what you talk to him, or I want to control what you talk to him. Whatever he say, had he told you that, this person has been doing this to me, because she doesn't know what her ex-husband told her, but she want to know, like, let me see what was told and let me control it. Let me put my part of it. Because if you notice, it came not completely out of the blue, but it came like unexpected. Oh, you can ask him how. So
I
that's
get it.
what I can take from that.
Like 12:30-ish, whatever it is, and I was like, I forgot he was in the suitcase, and he wasn't moving. Nothing was happening. So I unzipped it, took him out, and started doing CPR on him. He was on his way over here. I called you when he got here.
Once he got here, you called us?
Yes.
Okay.
And air was coming out, and he was gurgling, but I could just tell by looking at him.
But you knew how to do CPR. You were doing that on your own?
Yes.
Okay.
And the person that was on the phone with me also.
Just a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but when she said air was coming out and he was, how's that word she said, but
Gurgling.
To me, I don't know. To me, it gave me the impression that she really enjoyed that, or it was for her, it was something like fascinating, because I don't know if with what she's doing and what she's saying, that you already know, we have a video, she was taunting him, why she's gonna put that, and she say it with an exclamation, he was gurgling, and so when I heard that, I don't know, it gave me that, like,
I'm telling you, therapists, that the mentality, that assessment of how these humans or this human is doing this is the most fascinating thing. And I hear you say that and I say, wow. It's almost like she bragged about that, right? It's almost like she kind of bragged about it a little bit.
Like she brags, or she's kind of recalling that time when he was doing that. Yeah.
I counted with him doing.
And he's got no medical. He doesn't take any medication.
I don't know. I don't know medical wise. What I know, he doesn't take any medications whatsoever.
Okay.
The only thing, like I said, I don't know if alcohol had something to do with it, but we had a bottle of wine.
Okay. All right. Here's. I want you to sit back down because I don't want
Can
you.
I have one more sip of water, please?
Yeah. Go on.
Denver, Signal 29, residential, audible, 13023 Island Bay Drive.
I'll do what I can to give you a cup because I don't want you to have to.
She's drinking from the.
Why is she doing that? What is she doing there? What's going on? What behavior is this?
The same behavior. Let me control. Let me make everything about me. Let me be the spotlight, because I want to distract you from everything that happened. I want you to see that I need water. I need water. Look, I'm even doing this because I need water.
That's bizarre. That's bizarre right there. It's bizarre. Anyways.
Derek, it's really bizarre, even for me as a therapist, or because my specialty is more in children's and adolescents, not into adult, but this behaviors always fascinate me, and I like to know more about it and see it. But I also see those behaviors in children and adolescents too, and that's something that mostly they do. That's why I see her doing very immature behaviors when she does that.
That's what I would be able to say. That's what I would be able to say just from my lawyer head is like that's very immature. This that doesn't seem like an adult that's really handling the situation with a not guilty mind. But anyways, keep going.
On the channel,
The cops are like right there.
044 motor.
Sit right here. Don't talk to the ex-husband right
Oh,
now.
I won't.
Okay?
I won't. Can I have a cigarette, please?
Ma'am, I can't take anything out of the house.
It's on the back porch.
Nope, all of it. It's secure, okay? I'll try my best to get you what you need, okay? Maybe one of these deputies has a pack from someone, sit down and I'll try and get you what you need, okay?
Just cut, please.
Okay. I don't want you on your feet.
You want camera still?
Yeah.
Where's the place to talk about?
You want to talk over here?
Let me just skip this part a little bit.
And your child is in school right now.
After we got divorced.
It's still Boone, okay.
Yeah,
And then your first name?
Brian, Brian.
Brian. And your date of birth?
5/27/75.
And your child is in school right now. He's not here with you.
No. He's at school.
He's in school. How old is he?
This will be a fun one to explain. He's 9. He's third grade.
I can't even start with how you would explain something like this. Okay. 6th grade, you said?
Third grade.
Oh, third grade.
9.
Third grade. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So sit tight for us. I'm sorry it's so hot. Maybe the middle of that would be a good spot to stay in. So we'll take it from there. I'll keep you updated.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
I will kind of see it a little bit for weird.
Yeah.
I wanted to see here with this her behavior and how it
No problem.
I was going to have him arrange childcare.
Okay, good. For the child in school up the street. Okay.
My name on there yet?
No, sir, it's not. I need to get her on there too, and him.
Yes.
So they're en route already, probably?
Did anybody call?
No, you want me to call?
Yeah.
Let me get Thomas.
Mm-hmm. The audio is from them.
It's natural. You're nervous. You have your anxiety. You're scared, right?
I don't know how to explain it to you.
It's okay. You don't have to.
I don't know how to. I'm just waiting for whoever, so.
I could tell you this. I'm going to be here just as long as you are. Including my... Be a while. I'm welcoming this breeze right now. It's kind of warm. All right? So just bear with us.
I know.
All right?
If you could, give me whatever updates or anything that you know of, that's just how I work, so I know, kind of what...
Well, let me look at my computer, see.
You see how this is a different investigator or a different police officer. So she's trying something different because she don't want to say what she already said, but it's putting him to, oh, let me know what you find out. Which it could be common, but knowing now.
Alce las manos. Calling.
I think that by this time there's not.
Your former husband, okay. But you reside here with George, and then your son lives with you, or it's 50-50?
Yeah.
Okay. So from what
Rodriguez
has told me, she explained last night that you guys were drinking a bottle of wine, and around midnight, you decided you guys...
12:30ish, yeah.
Okay. You guys decided to play hide and seek.
Well, we were playing hide and seek, and then...
Was your son home at the time, or?
No.
Okay.
No, with with Brian.
Okay.
Decided to play, we were just stupid like that. Sure. We were putting puzzles together, and we were doing artwork. You can see the puzzle that we finished in there, and then the artwork, and then decided to play hide and seek, just being stupid.
Okay.
So he decided to get in the suit. So I thought it would be funny to, and he was laughing about it too, to dip him up in there. I go upstairs and fell asleep. So this morning or this afternoon when I actually got up out of the bed, I thought for sure he was downstairs on the laptop because he was being really quiet. But then I came downstairs and I'm like, where is he? Like, and then that's when I found him.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Okay. And then you weren't sure about if you woke up this morning.
It was afternoon. I mean, I was
or this afternoon,
but I just didn't want to come downstairs, so I just laid in the bed for a little while, and then I eventually came downstairs and was confused about where he was, and then I was like, oh my God, he's in the suitcase still. So I pulled him out and I stretched him out and I started to try to do CPR on him. I called you guys. Well, I called Brian.
Okay.
And then as soon as he got here, which is 30 seconds down the road, I called you guys.
Okay.
And the person on the phone had me do the concussions continually still and count with him until you guys showed up.
Okay. And so as a part of our investigation, we obviously have to go inside the house. We have to look at things. Are you okay with us going in the house and looking at things?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me ask you something, Derek. So now that she said about I have to come to the house, will you be okay for me to go? Is that something that they have to do? They could do it. They need to find something. How does that work?
I mean, look, they would need a search warrant. They would need to obtain a search warrant, which they would be able to because everything going on gives enough probable cause. But to get a search warrant, the police officers have a direct contact to a state prosecutor and to a judge. There's always a judge assigned, almost like a 24-hour judge that signs these search warrants. So, that would have been the process. If she would have said, no, I don't want you to go into my house, I don't agree to that, then they would have just gotten a search warrant. It could have probably taken a few hours as fast as that and then gotten a search warrant to walk in there. So, but remember, the person that's not guilty have nothing to hide. So she says, okay, yeah, go in there. Now, I got to say this, man, because every time I hear her say that they were doing art stuff together, I say, man, I'm so interested to know what does that come from? And art, the math is not mathing. Art plus hide and seek and then somebody dead, it just doesn't add up. So the whole art thing just throws me off. And I was interested to get from you, is she just trying to make it sound that, oh, look, we were doing art. It was so nice. There's nothing wrong with us. Meanwhile, realistically, she should have said something like, we're really kinky people and we're into kind of weird stuff and we like to, do domination on each other and, into this stuff. But she chooses to go with what sounds colorful. We were doing art. That part, I mean, tell me, what is this? Why art? Why did she choose to say art?
I want to say that she wants to give some sense of normality. Is that what you call it? Like normal, to make it normal. We're just a normal couple. We were fine because remember, if she did it, which we already know, she was taunting him and doing all this stuff. But she want to make it seem like we were having a good time. We were having it. What reason would I have to do this?
She's thinking ahead. She's thinking ahead, right? And she's thinking, because again, she's not contemplating that those videos come out, right? So
correct.
She has to say that they were doing art because, getting into the suitcase and all that was not because I was angry, the truth, right? Because then the videos come out and the truth is that she was pissed off. She's cursing at him, but she can't say that, right? Because then it sounds like, oh, you did this to him. So she created the whole art thing behind it, and it just doesn't add up. The math doesn't.
I want to say also that when these people, and when I say these people, like, it doesn't mean someone that has this type of behavior, but I have seen guilty people that want to act like they're not guilty, and I feel like they are in two opposite side, or they don't have like a middle ground. For example, a husband who kills his wife, he doesn't say, oh no, yeah, we argue like a couple, we do this. No, he says we were fine, we never fight. So they're always in the two pole. Either, she did this to me, she was mean to me one time, she did three and da, or we were just so fine. What reason? Because they think in their mind that they're gonna convince you about, don't look at me, I would never do something like this.
Do you think it would have came off more better or normal, if she would have said something like, yeah, look, like we were arguing, and and as part of things that we do, Jorge says, look, I'll get in the suitcase, but like it was a little argument we were having. Like that was just me. We were into weird stuff, and like that was me. That was like a punishment. But because again, right? There's no intent. There's no. It's not. There's no way I'm gonna kill him. There's no way he's gonna die. You get what I'm trying to say? But
yes,
she's not thinking that way. It's like what you said. I like your perspective there. That there's no in between. It's either completely everything's great, or and that's where she's already losing the whole thing.
Yes, I like you said, like I said, they go into, there's no middle there, and that's even when they don't have that behavior. Like I said, that's the way they think they can get away from it. And so, Derek, I think that here we can leave it here, because for our next video, we're gonna see the interview. You saw that the investigator already came to the scene. Those are the investigators. So we're going to see for the next video her interview by the investigator. The next video, we will see how they were interview her and how she reacts. So that's what's coming up. So I think that this part over here where it's left, we're going to be able to see it better from the other video. So
another thing that I want to bring, to discuss with the people in our next video is we're gonna keep going through some of the details in that arrest affidavit, because I want to bring to you guys the details of the autopsy of Jorge Torres. Wow. And the things that they found on his body, which I think are going to create a whole different picture than what we also seen in the video. So, once again, therapist, it's a pleasure. Your perspective, to me, it even makes me feel like I'm getting a training to be a better criminal defense attorney. So I look forward to the next episode, and thank you for the time today.
Well, thank you. Bye.